This week's Parsha sees one of the greatest moments in Jewish history, Kriyas Yamsuf, greatest miracle perhaps the nation has ever seen, greatest nevuah for sure, the likes of which have never been seen. Finally, they have this newfound freedom, finally away from their captors and ready to move on to a new life. This climax is followed fairly swiftly by quite an anticlimax. They walk for 3 days in the hot desert and they can't find water. Eventually they find water, and it's bitter water. And if you look closely at that story, there's a very clear symbolism, a clear message. And it's the centrality and the importance of Torah. The fact that when they got there, the water, it was bitter. But once they got their teeth into it, just like Torah, sometimes it can be hard starting out, but once you get your teeth into it, it's beautiful and sweet and enjoyable. The importance of consistency, not to go too long without Torah. From there we get the idea that we're supposed to lean from the Torah at least every 3 days. But also the idea that it's water, it's all revolving around water. Water is something so basic and so important to our lives. Our lives depend on it, so too Torah. Our lives depend on it. And this combination, the fact they come so close together, this incredible climax, this newfound freedom, finally away from their captors, totally free. And the question is, free for what? Free to do what? And they find the answer very quickly. Freedom has to be with a purpose, freedom to do something. And Hashem is telling them what that freedom is. It's to devote their lives to something important, to values, to things that are important. And he tells them that's Torah, that's mitzvahs. They also receive some of the mitzvahs there for the first time as a nation. It's very interesting. I find this interesting every year, and I've spent many years trying to find a good answer to this. But if we fast forward a couple of months, Pesach will be on us. On the 7th day of Pesach, which is the day that we're celebrating Kriyas Yamsuf. So we lay the section from Beshalach, this week's Parsha, to do with Kriyas Yamsuf. It's just very interesting that we continue, and we also lay in the few psukim about this episode that happened 3 days later. And the question is why? What's so important about those 3 psukim? They didn't happen on that day, so historically it doesn't necessarily make sense to include them. Perhaps this is the message. The message, it doesn't end with Pesach. The story continues. We continue to Shavuos. It's not over yet. The story does not end here just with our freedom. The story continues. It's what we do with that freedom that really counts. I wish you all a good Shabbos.